Welcome to Packaged Opinions. My name is Garrett King,
I'm Ashley Ornelas.
and we are here to become better analysts, strategic thinkers, and prediction machines, trying to understand the latest in headlines in business and where we think it's going from here, all from a perspective of 25 plus years between the two of us in consumer goods and retail. Ashley, anything you would add?
Yeah, just here to give you our opinion.
Very good. Okay, so Ashley and I had the fortune of going to a trade show in Las Vegas week before last called ShopTalk, and today we are going to break down some of the biggest things that we saw that we think are going to become either our trends or developing trends that we think are going to affect how people shop in the next couple of years. Ashley, before we get to it though, can we talk about hotels and restaurants too? Let's do that. Okay, can I get your verdict on Park MGM?
I mean, I think Park MGM is like a solid option. Like, it's centrally located, it's great, it's clean, no smoke, which is a huge plus for me. I mean, the rooms are decent, the food is great, at least locally. I know you feel some type of way about Italy, which we will get to. But yeah, like in general, I would say it's a solid option and quite affordable.
I'm there too. I like the pricing. I feel like it's always a pretty good midpoint, and I feel like you get a decent value for your money. I agree with you on the restaurant selection, and I think it just like logistically makes sense, especially if you've got your trade shows at Mandalay Bay, which it feels like so
Right.
many of them are. If you got to go somewhere else in town, maybe different, but yeah, I really like it for that reason. And yes, Italy. It's so
You
good.
guys, the amount of pasta and pizza that we've put away over the last few days is kind of unreal.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And another week that which you haven't even gotten to go to with me yet is Best Friend, Roy Choi's place, right there on the casino
Mm-hmm.
floor, is tremendous. I like that a lot.
You like the food or you like the experience? Because I went there for cocktails
I
once and the experience is dope.
frankly, I think they've got them both dialed in. The food I thought was fantastic. To me, the one downside of that place was just that I only went with one other person, and it was the type of place where I wanted to try 15 or 20 different things on the menu. So I think you can really max out on that experience if you go with a group that likes to share. But it was killer, even with two. So
The one thing I hate, just absolutely hate about Park MGM though, red. Like everything is red. Everything. It's like so overpowering.
do you mean that in the hotel rooms?
Yes.
Okay. It's funny you say that because sometimes I'll be walking down the hall. I noticed this several times last week. I would see housekeeping
Uh-huh.
working on a room, and all the rooms were red. Mine was green.
What?
Yeah, like a very calming forest green.
I wonder if you had a nomad room.
No, I was regular coach class. It was by no means a nomad.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
kind
there's
of
multiple color rooms.
jealous.
It was soothing. Red would kind of jar me a little, I feel.
It's a lot. Windows,
Yeah,
walls, couch, everything red. It's a lot.
yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so we had some really great meals.
Yes.
What's your favorite?
Carbone is still top dog. I mean, how do you beat that? It's
Yeah.
so good. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, Carpone is unreal. It's amazing. The one thing I strongly dislike about Carbone, but it's the only way that you can actually survive it, is that the meal is like 4 to 5 hours long.
It does.
But
You really. It's an
you need
odyssey.
that long to consume everything you're going to consume.
Yeah. We were. God, this is so stupid. We were there the other night, and um, I had already said we're not going to get the eggplant parm because I had it once and I didn't think it was that good, and there are so many other good things on the menu. And then I saw it on the menu, and I was like, maybe I just got here on a bad day. And so I asked about it, and he was like, well, it serves eight, and there were three of us. I thought about it. We didn't do
You
it.
did. You're like, that's okay. I was
We're
like,
just
Garrett,
eat a
are you
lot.
sure?
Yeah, I know. But we backed down. I backed down, which is the right move. So,
Very
and
good.
you got to have seafood at Joe's, right?
I went to Joe's. I love Joe's. Like, if anyone ever goes to Vegas, please go to Joe's. It's in Caesar. I think it's in Caesar. Yeah. Crystal Shops. Crystal Shops? Nope, that's Area. It's in Caesar in the shops. But anyway, it's unreal. It's so good. I've never eaten so much crab in my life. And it's just like so heavy, but so light at the same time. I don't know. It's like rich but light, so like you're not overly full. And it's so good. Like, I honestly couldn't tell you which one was better, Carbone or Joe's. That's
That's
a
high
that's a
praise.
big yeah, it's a big praise.
Well, we'll have to go back to both next year. Maybe we
Yeah.
don't even settle it then, but let's just keep testing,
Yeah, we
just
need to keep
working on it,
testing.
trying to solve it. Okay. Well, so like we had some good meals. Let's talk about the show. I mean, this is my second time at Shop Talk. Any thoughts on just the show in general before we get into
Really?
some business stuff? Yeah.
You've
I've
only
been to
gone
grocery shop
twice?
a bunch, but Shop Talk, this was only my second time.
I mean, It's the same thing every year, right? Like you get really interested about the theme that they're gonna put on for the year, which you'll talk about. I imagine the floor is overly stimulating. There's just so many different things to look at, so many cool things to talk about. And then obviously speed dating. I call it speed dating, speed business dating. There's just like rounds and rounds and rounds of 15-minute conversations with people, which is super fun. You get to meet a bunch of interesting people. I will say in general, the floor vibe this year felt a little lackluster than years before. I don't know why. I can't really tell you why, but otherwise the content was great.
For what it's worth, my stance was pretty much the same, knowing that I've only got one other one to compare it to. What really struck me is that while the floor did feel kind of subdued, and I don't know why, it might just be our individual experience. The two things that really stood out to me is one, how jarring it was to walk into the trade show with the DJ that was DJing the hallway and the disco balls and the smoke machine and the light effects. It was like the beginning of an NBA game walking into this trade show floor. And they did it every day for like 8 hours a day.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really interesting. And then the other thing, and I don't know if they did this last year, the stage where we saw some of the best speakers, the new market stage, was that normal? Did they do that last year?
No, it wasn't in on the floor like it was this
Okay.
year. And
All
I
right.
actually really enjoyed that.
It was cool. They had some really good speakers, which we'll hit shortly. And I thought the audio visual was really cool as well. Cool. All right. I don't know, a couple other little thoughts. I saw robots making coffee, which was interesting.
They also made cocktails and juices depending on the time of the day. Don't know if you
They
know
were
that. I
doing
got a green juice.
the robots were doing double duty.
They were.
Hmm, that's cool. I didn't know that. Getting their money's worth, I suppose. And then the other thing I noticed was, and this is not going to surprise anybody, heavy focus on AI. I did a little experiment. I had my phone out and I stealth snapped a photo of anytime I saw the word AI or artificial intelligence on somebody's booth. I tried to get a photo, and let's just say it was very popular.
Was it like literally every single one?
Not every single one, I mean, but it was really, really pronounced. And I think in some cases it felt like companies had a good use case for it and like we're probably wielding the technology in an interesting way. But then in some places it felt a little shoehorned in. I felt
Mhm.
like I saw a lot of tech related to image generation and like
Mhm.
digital content, things like that. That seemed
Mhm.
like pretty popular. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I would say like one of my best conversations that I had with someone was a company that did creative content via AI. Super impressive what they could put together, and it didn't even look like AI to me. Like I couldn't tell the difference. And usually I can spot an AI pretty good. But yes, lots of content, lots of I guess like analytics and insights being driven by AI. Shopper insights, just quick pulls that you saw coming up.
agree. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I saw that week, by the way, I think Tuesday was the day that the new version of the ChatGPT image generation came out.
Oh yeah.
And so Wednesday, it felt like it was very popular, at least on my particular Twitter feed. And it just made me wonder, uh, how impactful is that going to be on a lot of these companies that are specifically geared to helping you make better visuals for how you show up online? And is it going to make it really tough to keep running businesses like that when like the mothership AI large language model, that an image generator that everybody uses most, gets really good at doing that stuff though too.
Yeah. Did you ever have any conversations with anyone about it? Anyone else other
I
than
didn't.
us?
I didn't. Tuesday night, I think that was right. It launched, and then Wednesday, it was bang bang meetings for Wednesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I didn't get to bring it up much, but I certainly saw a lot of people talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah. Hmm. Cool.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. What next we on the agenda? I think we have let's talk ads.
Yeah, let's talk ads.
So let's move on. I want to talk about what I thought was the one of the best speakers I saw. It was Andrew Lipsman, who runs a really good Substack called Media Ads and Commerce. He did a, I don't know, 15, 20-minute keynote on where the direction of the advertising industry is going. And I thought I would hit a few of the headlines and see what you think about them.
Yeah, I love it. And also, I think we both like snapped a ton of images of his presentation, so we'll probably show that at some point in other locations as well.
That's a good call. We've got a lot of visuals so people can see some of this. Okay, so the headlines that he had were one, everything is an ad network. And I think what he meant by that is you're going to see more and more retailers, brands, etc., start to spin up their own advertising businesses and try to turn it into a revenue stream, which based on what we've seen so far, it sounds dead on. I feel like there's new opportunities to advertise all the time. Number two, transactions are the new cookies. Feels like People have been talking about cookies getting deprecated by Google for years. Again, what a saga that has been. I'm sure anyone that's in ads has spent a lot of time thinking about that. But I thought it was an interesting stance to say that purchase behavior or, past transactions, that's the new cookies.
I think it's interesting. There's a lot of presenters too that kind of double down on this topic to say you can leverage that as well as AI to kind of understand shopper behavior, build baskets, kind of drive future behavior. I think CVS is one of them that's doing a really good job with this right now as it relates to like taking all the information they have about the shoppers in their store and then serving them special promos to build the basket and or to keep them loyal. So like a really good combination that hits on the topic that he is saying, as well as a spin of leveraging AI to kind of boost that.
And it feels like we're still so early in seeing how all this comes to life, right?
Totally. Yeah.
First inning.
First inning. But it is kind of our secret weapon, right? Or retail media secret weapon is transaction data. Like it's definitely the key ingredient to success.
It does make it useful when you understand what people have purchased in the past or not purchased.
Mm.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This one I thought was interesting. Performance TV is the third wave of TV. Linear TV being the first, connected TV like Roku or Amazon Fire TV being the second, and then retail media powered CTV being the third, i.e., TV programs that you can shop the commercials that they are feeding directly to you because they think it's relevant for you rather than just showing you something you might not buy.
Yeah, like an Amazon Prime situation.
Yeah, agree. And then the last one, which I think maybe was the first three didn't really surprise me or like make me pause, but the fourth one, physical retail is the new TV. It made me think, whoa, there's a lot there. And I think you got some strong opinions on this. What do you think?
Well, not really strong opinions, but like what a hot take.
I agree.
And what a U-turn, I think, from what we've been chanting for so long. I mean, it makes sense. I think people are coming in, they're looking for experiences. People are looking for ways to, I guess, enhance a retail experience and talk about reach. Like, what other way do you have other than actual store physical reach? So it makes sense. But I don't know, curious, what are your thoughts?
Some brands have just done it so well. I mean, I think Apple is like the patron saint of,
Mm.
I think Scott Galloway refers to it as like building a temple to your brand. You know what I mean?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
They've nailed it. Like, what an asset that they have created. It's aspirational, it's beautiful. Like, they do their technical support there as well. Yeah, I think that's the best example. For some
Anyone
categories, I think
else that like popped up though, like in conversation here for you?
I think some of the direct-to-consumer brands in like 2010s, like Tuft and Needle, or like mattresses or what
Mm.
have you, made sense or did a nice job with their in-store experience. Granted, like TBD on how impactful that actually was, given some of the struggles in that business. Who else have done a really, really good job with physical retail? Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank.
I'm gonna give a few lately. One that isn't really new, but Nordstrom talks a lot about experiences and like creating a store within a store. They discuss this a little bit at ShopTalk as well, but where they really lean into a season, which helps them strengthen a brand relationship, but also helps them generate an experience. So think summer, and everything that's included with like laying by a pool. And so when you go into this store within a store, you have this experience of like what it might be like to have a day by the pool. And same thing with winter, like partnering with winter brands and things like that. And so I think that's one that does it really well that they talked about. And then there were a couple other ones that they talked about recently. I think it was American Girl, but they were talking about how they make it such an experience that it's required to be like memorable. So they're walking to a store and it's almost like they're in this like different universe. And, they're in a dollhouse or whatever it may be. And it's supposed to be an experience that's truly memorable so that your brand is top of mind whenever you're considering shopping in that space. And then the last one that I love to talk about, and I just like to talk about this because I experienced this myself 3 weeks ago. Reformation. Are you a Reformation person?
I
Okay.
know
Have you been to a Reformation store?
I haven't.
Dude, please go. It is the best shopping experience I have experienced in a long time. So you go into a Reformation store. It's usually like a smaller format store. They have, I don't know, like two rails, I guess, if you will, of clothing, and they have one of every item. So it's not like multiple sizes or anything like that. It's like they have different colors, sure, but it's truly just one of every item. So the store doesn't feel cluttered. It's very simplified. You can see everything that's in it. And then they have like concierge, if you will, that will come over and ask you what you're looking for, and then they can help you navigate like what's in stock, what's not in stock. And then they always ask you if you have a portfolio with them. So they know like your past history. So when they're pulling stuff for you to try on, they'll always pull other things and say, like, this will look really well with the jeans that you purchased last time. And you're like, mind blown. And then you go into your fitting room, and the fitting room has an iPad, which is dope. And you can scroll like the online experience. So consider like the blending of online and in store. You can scroll the online experience and you can add them to your cart, and your concierge will bring them to your fitting room to like try them on. Or if you don't want to physically try them on, you can virtually try them on. It is the best experience ever. Not to mention, there is no register. I didn't purchase anything the last time I was in there, so like I don't quite know the checkout process, but there's no register. So I imagine it's just a simple like you check out with your phone and your concierge, and like that's it. It is incredible.
This is so cool.
Yeah,
It seems like they're taking some things like at an Apple store. There is no register. You are going to
true.
they'll conduct the transaction right there. But to be able to bring in having the digital environment on a little, iPad display right in the changing room and to be able to sort it out. You mentioned digital try on. Like it will it take a picture
Virtually
of
in the
you and
mirror.
then
Mm-hmm.
whoa.
I know.
Is it any good?
I did physical. I'm like, I'm already here. I'm already changing. I'm just gonna physically try everything on. Yeah.
Okay.
But I just think it's, I don't know. And it feels like an upscale experience because it's not cluttered, like, and you just have someone to talk to all the time, and they know you and your personal preferences and what you like, and they make recommendations, talk about building the basket. I'm like, I would buy everything.
It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Clearly, very few retailers have a shopping experience so positive that somebody just wants to go on like tell you the story of what it's like to do it. That's cool. While you were talking, I know this isn't near as, exciting, but it also made me think of the beauty category as well as the
Mm,
electronics category.
yeah.
Beauty store within a store, Ulta at Target. I think that's an example. Best Buy has built the little Apple stores in the Best Buy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
That's
didn't know
another
that.
cool. Yeah, I mean, it's like a small kind of store within a store. I mean, you figure
Hmm.
it out. This Reformation one's cool though. That's super cool.
Please go find a Reformation store. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
there's got to be one close to me.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Another interesting experience that was talked about at ShopTalk, which kind of tags along with the conversation we had. I think it was last week. We were talking about Old Navy, right, and the growth of old brands. They talked about the success of Old Navy and what they've done as in store, what they've done in store to change the shopper experience to improve the growth of the brand. And what they said was it's a value brand, right? Everything is typically on sale. So there's like a lot of signage and everything, which felt very cluttered and overwhelming for a shopper. So they leveraged a lot of shopper data and insights to say, this experience is cluttered and overwhelming. How can we make it better, but still provide a value and make sure that you know you're getting a value? And they went the complete opposite of everyone else. Like everyone's going big and trying to make an experience that's memorable. They went the opposite and made it very simplified and clean. So like all of their promos are easily calculated. So you know exactly what you're spending at any time. There's not multiple signage in the store. So it's not like t-shirts are this and jeans are this. It's like a strict promo across the board for everything. And in simplifying the experience and allowing people to truly understand where and how much they're spending, they were able to grow their business exponentially. It's kind of impressive.
What a cool way to simplify a really chaotic in-store environment. Like
Mhm.
when you were talking about Reformation, one of the things that it reminded me of is how different that shopping experience must be to an Old Navy or a Gap or what have
Mhm.
you, where every size of every garment is typically, or a Levi's store, like crammed on that rack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's chaotic, and whether you may find it, you may not, but you're certainly sifting through, less curated. The fact that
Mhm.
Old Navy was able to go this route and like really simplify it and make the user experience more cohesive, I don't know. I think that's really cool.
I think it's really cool. And I think I like it even more because it's against this whole like leaning into big and bold and like, tech and memorable. It's just like, no, we're going to go back to basics and make this super simple. And it works for their shoppers. And I think it's great.
It's nice to hear that a brand at the lower end of the price spectrum, especially with consumer sentiment where it is making moves that shoppers feel are that it's resonating with shoppers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, of course, an Apple or a Reformation that's going to charge you a premium is going to do cool things with what their in-store presence looks like. But I love that Old Navy's doing it.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Okay. What else? Anything else on physical retail?
I don't know. What's the last physical retail store you were in? And did you like your
Oh,
experience?
I was in a Best Buy recently, and
Hmm.
for years of my life, you just buy it on Amazon, and that's just how it was. But occasionally, I've found like a certain use case where I think it makes sense to go into a Best Buy. I think one of the things is price matching, right? There's no arbitrage, and so there's no reason not to. And yeah, you can have something show up at your house in a day or 2 days or what have you, but some days you're out and about and you just want to pick it up same day. I bought a new Apple Watch.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. And I was in an Apple store recently to get a phone battery replaced. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, which that was totally fun as well.
Yeah, those are two pretty good experiences. I think electronics, I mean, I go to Best Buy purely to educate myself on electronics. An Apple store is great, but it's usually packed. So, like, unless I really have to go in there, I'm not going to go in there. But Best Buy does a really great job, to your point, of like laying out electronics so you can see the difference and talk to someone smarter than me to figure it out. And, I just bought a new laptop. So I was in there recently doing that, but I didn't end up purchasing from Best Buy. I actually ended up purchasing from Costco for price reasons.
That's interesting. I bet you're not the first person. Did you take a look at, and I haven't done it, I just had somebody explain it to me recently, Buy's loyalty program.
Mm-mm.
All right, so hang on. I don't want to poorly explain this. Best Buy, yeah. Okay, so the My Best Buy membership, there's a couple of different layers of it. You can have a free account, which is just you log in with your email. You can spend $50 a year for the Plus membership, which is free 2-day shipping, exclusive member prices, access to sales or events that are member only, extended return windows, and protection plans. But what happens when you jump up from the $50 a year membership to the $80 a year membership is it automatically comes with not only those exclusive member prices, but also the extended return windows, and it comes with protection plans for any of your gadgets. So, like,
Oh, interesting.
if I understand it correctly, you don't have to buy Apple Care.
Mm.
You buy your phone from Best Buy and you have said membership. So I think it's interesting because it'll also cover a television or refrigerator, your Xbox, whatever it is, if you buy it from Best Buy. So for houses that do a lot of gadget upgrading, might make sense.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but that's compelling for sure.
It's just something else. You know what I mean? Like your Costco membership, it made sense for you to get it there. But more and more of these retailers, I think, are figuring out their own little lane, which is cool to watch. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so full circle moment. Best Buy was also a topic of Andrew's as it relates to them standing up their own like retail media network. And emulating the flywheel, I guess, that Amazon kind of set into place. So like they talked about Amazon, Walmart, and now Best Buy. But Best Buy partnering with CNET, which I thought was really interesting in capturing that CTV portion.
hey, that's really interesting too. And if they get their data pipelines right, people that watch or read online tech journalism to learn more about gadgets or see reviews or what have you, you would think that would be a pretty rich data feed for potential advertisements. Like, if somebody spent 10 or 15 minutes watching some sort of review or deep dive on this new Samsung television or a new Samsung foldable phone, I'm making it up, they might be more interested in buying it.
Yeah, agree. And think even more to your point outside of electronics, like home improvement, kitchenware,
That's
dishwashers, refrigerators. Like there's some definite possibilities here.
That's a really good point because the bigger the ticket on those items, the more purchase research many, if not all, people are going to do. Like you're thinking about it
Mm-hmm.
when you got to buy a fridge or a television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's interesting.
that was an interesting topic. Like, we always talk about the Amazons and the Walmarts of the world, but it was nice to talk about someone else who's doing something different. Best Buy.
That's cool. That's very cool. And for them, they have a sort of, I don't know, maybe a fork in the road with how they build their advertising business. And it's like, do we want to be just like the biggest advertising platforms, or do we want to acknowledge that we are specialty retail and we're going to tailor it accordingly? I don't know. I think there's merit to both routes. So,
Mm-hmm. What
but I
route do you
like
think
it.
they should take?
They should go get the basics and the foundational things of like what good looks like that you
Mm,
any advertiser would expect, but then keep trying to iterate ways on making it more creative and different. That's what I think.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, their specialty. They should specialize. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Do what you
So,
do best and then try
yeah.
and go from there. Yeah.
Love that. I agree. Okay, so I had a couple of last little things that I wanted to hit, just stuff that I saw that was interesting. A few interesting
Mm.
stats that I think you, at very least, you will be interested in.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to sit in a presentation. We got to sit in a presentation, so I'm rehashing this to you for our listeners' benefit. First, I want to talk about what Shopify identified as the trends that they see taking place in the future of commerce.
Mm.
There were four of them. One, live streamed. 2, immersive, 3, fan-led, and 4, gamified. A couple of the examples that they showed, I guess you call it gamified. When Drake launched his platform for merchandise sales on his site, what they did is essentially like this sort of cartoonified top-down view of what a like a mansion OVO mansion might look like. And then the items that you would see, strewn about this place were available for sale, such as like an inflatable Hotline Bling pool float that you click it, and then you add it to your cart, and then
Yeah.
it shows up at your house. I thought that was really interesting. And then another one that I thought was interesting on live streams, Kai Cenat, I think I'm saying his last name right. Man, that makes me feel old. He live streamed the launch of, and I think it's an apparel brand if I remember correctly, um, and it made it feel very much like for his fans, they were a part of the like ground zero moment. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And traction went through the roof. They sold out of their initial production run, etc. So I thought that was cool too.
That one was fun. I remember they showed a clip of it, and it was like they were all in a room kind of partying around
Yeah,
watching the sales. And then on the side,
yeah.
you could see like the sales tick up, tick up, tick up, and everyone's just like partying and having a good time. What a way to drive engagement. I think that's amazing.
I totally do too. They made people feel a part of it. You know what I mean? And I think
Yeah.
that was really neat. And the last one I saw in there, which I think would probably fit into maybe immersive, I guess, was shoppable billboards in big cities, i.e., like there's a QR code right on it and it'll take you right to adding something to your Shopify cart. I don't know how much traction it's going to drive, but I thought it was interesting. And I think we're going to see more people, similar to your point earlier about physical retail as the new television. It makes me wonder if we're going to start to see more creativity on like out of home advertising, like billboards. So, anyway.
I mean, can you imagine like being in New York and seeing this massive billboard and then QR codes everywhere?
And then just buy it. I don't
And
know. I
just
think
you're
that
just like in a circle, like I want this, I want
cool.
this,
I
I
love that.
want
Yeah, I get
this.
that. Cool. It's wild. Yeah. For what it's worth, I think we're seeing more and more things in the culture right now where old is new again, right? Light Phone just launched their Light Phone 3, which is like, more and more of the smartphone basics that you need, but none of the things that you don't need. Phil, I would wager if you looked up touch grass in terms of search keyword volume, that's probably going to be spiking more free, like trending
Touch
up.
grass, essentially like go outside.
Yeah, get off your phone and your computer and
Get
go
off your phone,
outside,
go outside.
basically. Yeah, yeah. Right. And one of the trends we saw from Pinterest, which I'll hit in a minute, I believe romanticism was one of the things that was really trending in terms of keyword search volume. I think people are just maybe feeling a little bit addled by how connected we are. Sometimes it's nice to be able to touch grass, I guess. So
I also feel like there's this like tinge of rebellion too
yeah,
in
I
the
get
younger generations of like, I'm doing something completely different than what y'all have been doing. Like, no, thank you. I want
for
something
sure.
else. Yeah.
I know this is really niche, but I read something today and it was, micro trends like brat or normcore or what
Oh
have you,
yeah.
things that just feel like they just pop like that, coming up and then collapsing so fast. This creator was saying the next iteration of that is actually there are no micro trends that anyone with any taste pays attention to anymore. It's just what is your taste. Like it's just micro trends of one. I don't know what I think of it, but for what it's worth, I do really like that if more and more young people start taking their personal style and the way they live their lives in that direction, it's going to be less shifted and changed by what they see other people doing. They're just doing what they think is right, what feels good for them.
I mean, I absolutely love that, but what a like shift. And like if you're a brand, how do you even follow that? How do you think about that in the future? How do you think about creating?
Here's my gut instinct, like totally off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
You hitch your wagon to the best creators you can find. Like just people who like exude taste and like consistent ability to pull creativity out of the cosmos and just do whatever they do is cool. It's like, oh, that's cool, Oh, but that's cool too, and it's totally different. I think there's like a real, I don't know, top 1% creative, small group of people out there that you hitch your wagon to, and then you hope for the best. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder if there's something to influencers. Like influencers just become like your little mini stylists, if you will. So it's less about these big massive trends and more about like many influencer trends. Which I know we talked a lot about TikTok at this show too. But maybe it has something to do with that. Like TikTok just plays a bigger role in how you're thinking about the future.
That's really interesting. So, like, instead of, let's use denim for an example, instead of, the shift we've seen over the last 5 years towards a wider leg denim, say, for example, there is some creator and they have just decided, I don't know, high waisted, skinny leg denim, I'm making it up, is back and this is what it's going to be. And then the people that really like that person and pay attention to them and consider them a fan, they might start buying jeans like that.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest denim? Speaking of denim trends, have you seen the latest wild denim trend? I feel old right now saying this. Are you ready for it?
You're
Straight leg on one side, shorts on the other side.
wait, like what? Like a left leg is a straight leg and the right leg is a short.
It's
Sweet.
like an alligator just ate half of your pants.
It's built for karate, but you
It's
only do
built
the,
for karate.
you know? Damn, that's wild.
Yeah,
One leg.
one leg.
What are we even doing? Are famous people wearing this?
Yeah, it's all over social. Yeah,
Okay. What are they gonna think of next?
I know, right?
Man, that's interesting. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. I want to close this one out, but let me hit a couple of interesting stats I heard for you about TikTok Shop. This platform has gotten extremely big extremely quickly. You were on this quicker than I was. So yeah, you were on this quicker than I was. They did $100 million in sales in the US alone during Black Friday and Cyber Monday 2020. Massive.
Yeah. And they don't even hold inventory, really. I mean, they kind of do, but not to the same degree as a regular retailer.
This is a massive new third-party marketplace. That's not small change. And at the growth rate that they're on, I saw something. I think they're every month for the last several months they have tripled the size of their business. And then the
Hmm.
next month they triple it again. It's
Hmm.
white hot. It looks like this is the next big research engine for what you might buy. A couple of cool stats. Number one in four users right now search for something on TikTok within 30 seconds of opening the app. So like you have people going to the For You page, which is still the lion's share of how people use it. But think about that. One out of every four people. I'm in TikTok to find something.
Well, haven't you heard the phrase TikTok taught me?
Yes, and one of my coworkers that's far younger than me, when looking for vacation ideas or like team bonding, this person doesn't go to Google. They're going to look it up on TikTok. What's
Hmm.
interesting in San Marcos, Texas, or Tallahassee, Florida, or what have you? And that's where they find it.
Hmm. I mean,
Wow.
talk about like the powers of influencers. I mean, I'm booking a trip to Bali right now. I'm only using TikTok to like
Wait,
figure out where to go.
you're not even looking at Google for hotels or
No,
anything?
no. Like I'm scrolling through TikTok and seeing like which ones are most frequently talked about and what do they look like.
Whoa. For what
100%.
it's worth, I mean, the whole like picture is worth a thousand words thing, you could just see it, right? Oh, I know what it's like for somebody to take an iPhone video in that hotel. I see it. I know what it's going to be like.
You see it and you get an immediate review, I guess, if you will.
Oh, this was good. This was not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do this. I would do this differently. I would order this, maybe skip this, like all in one place, which I think is
Clear.
really
Okay.
interesting. Yeah. But talk about the power of influencer, like
Darn good point.
everything.
I got to get into that racket. Last one. 2 in 5 users who saw a product on TikTok went to a physical location that sells it. I mean, I feel like that's kind of full circle, right?
Hmm.
Physical retail is the new TV, and now we have 40% of TikTok users that see something on TikTok, they go see it in the store. Whoa,
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. That's higher than I would have expected it to be with the
that's
amount of
okay.
sales done on TikTok.
Yeah. I bet you it differs dramatically by category, but still,
Hmm.
40%? Anyway,
So, what do you think? What categories do you think could be most successful on TikTok?
apparel,
Hmm.
large purchases, gadgets, like we were talking about earlier, highly emotional categories, like maybe the baby category. I could see that.
Hmm.
I struggle. I'm kind of on the fence with like really fast moving consumer goods type stuff. Like I don't think paper towels or toilet bowl cleaner, granola bars. I don't know if those necessarily click for me, but what do you think?
I think those click for some if they have a very unique RTB or like reason to believe that is different from what you can find in restaurant markets. So like eco-friendly, doesn't have dyes, like whatever it may be. I think that would resonate really well there. Otherwise, I think health and wellness and beauty are really big categories there. And I think anything that has like a lower price point is probably easier to tap into, like less risk in ordering something or trying something new.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you're going to take a risk, don't do it on a mattress,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Health and wellness is a really good recommendation. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Vitamin
Yeah.
supplements, things like that.
Does it make you worry about product quality all like at all? Like based on, well, no, I mean, if it's in a physical store, there's got to be some level of reputability for a big retailer to take a flyer on it. I guess maybe I would be more worried about if it, showed up from TikTok Shop or third-party marketplace from a retailer or something.
I mean, I think it's a very similar experience as Amazon. It's a third party provider. It's either going to tell you it's shipped and sold by TikTok, I was going to say ShopTalk, by TikTok or by the manufacturer itself. You can return anything. It's the same experience, just has like an influencer recommendation behind it.
Yeah. Do you think that? one of the side benefits of physical retail becoming the new TV, or more focus being paid on it, is, do you think it makes people feel better about their purchases?
Because you can physically touch it.
Yeah, you go in there, you ask questions about it. I mean, not in every case, but like, is there some level of like emotional loop closure that you
Mm.
get from going into a store and picking it up rather than just if it shows on your doorstep? I don't know.
For me personally, I think like larger price items, definitely. Like if it's like somewhat of a level of investment, like an electronic, a new TV, a computer, whatever. Those things I think for sure. But if I'm buying like a new mascara, I don't know that I really care.
Yeah, I think maybe the stakes of the decision maybe influence that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It also makes me wonder, product quality. Like, let's talk health and wellness or what have you. Like, do
Yeah.
you trust whey protein from TikTok Shop? I don't know.
This came up in an article I read recently, and I'm not gonna like go into the level of detail because I don't remember exactly. But I think it was something like 20% or 25% of purchases, people weren't satisfied with the quality.
Huh. I wonder if Timu and Shein are the same way,
Highly likely.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I imagine Amazon is probably the same way. I don't know the percentage from Amazon, but I mean
Mm,
it's the same third-party marketplace. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I
yeah.
want to keep watching this. I mean, we're only 3 episodes in on this show, but it strikes me that the like how the interplay between physical and digital is changing is probably going to be something we keep talking about. Retailers doing
Hmm.
interesting things, trying to make the in-store shopping experience better. Just, I don't know. Everybody's trying to crack this one, and it's really interesting.
Yeah. This one's definitely a passion of mine. Like I love to see what everyone's up to.
Totally.
I think that, and I think circling back to like the theme of Shop Talk is AI. And I think we'll continue to like watch AI and see what businesses are doing with AI and like how people are leveraging it in unique ways and communicate that out.
That's a really good point. It would be fun to have a really good handle on that pulse and be able to share it with people. And
It's a scary space.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're done. You got anything else?
Not for this week. We'll
Okay.
keep talking for next week.
Very good. Okay. That was episode 3. My name's Garrett King,
Ashley Ornelas.
and we'll be back next week with another one of these.
Yeah.
So thank you, and leave us a review or a comment. Like, let us know what you want to hear more of, less of, etc. This is still early.
Open feedback. We love it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'll catch you
Thank
later.
you. See ya.